everybody, welcome back to another episode of Tim Time. Thanks for watching. And here we are. This is kind of an exciting project for me. We are on the North Shore of Chicago, and this is a total before and after. So we're going to go inside now and wait till you see this kitchen from the before to what it is today. So come on, let's go. So here we are in the new kitchen. I think it looks amazing, and now I'm going to go through and tell you all about it, what we did. If you remember from the picture before, the sink was here in the center and it was kind of a racetrack. So there was no closure to the kitchen, which is problematic when you're entertaining because people just get in your way, let's face it. When you're entertaining, hosting a party or something, everybody congregates to the kitchen and they're always under your feet. So for my client, I'm like, let's move the sink from the center here, twofold. For that reason, also to give more counter space for entertaining and spreading food out. So what we did was we took the sink from here and moved it under the window. And personally, I like looking out of a window when I'm doing dishes on those small occasions that I do dishes. I like to look out. I always like to have a view wherever I'm at in a space. One important thing here, the client requested a 2-bowl sink rather than one large, okay? And what's important here is typical sinks that are divided sinks, the riser is way up top, and we're gonna get a close-up of this later, but this has a recess, so it still appears as a big sink, and you can still get a big roasting pan in here without toddling out of the sink and spilling water everywhere and what have you. I did all chrome fixtures here just to have a little bit of bling in more of a traditional transitional kitchen look here. And I love this faucet by Brizo. Pulls out with the sprayer, and it's very easy to use because with this particular one you don't need to hold or depress to have the spray. It's a locked in, so you can have either or, which works really well when needed. And it has a retractable with a magnet, so it catches, so you don't have to always play with the nozzle to get it fit back into the spout. So, and of course I did my batch feed garbage disposal, so there's no switch. As you can see, there's no outlets on the backsplash. It's one of my biggest pet peeves because when you do your backsplash tile, you always see the outlets, no matter how you try to disguise them. So my claim to fame is doing it all underneath the cabinet. So all the outlets are up top here, and we've got beautiful LED lighting here. A couple things with the cabinetry, which we've seen in other episodes and stuff, how I've explained full overlay, partial overlay, all that type of thing. Here's what we have a partial overlay. So you'll hear these terms going around and everything. So you get that little bit of space between the drawers and doors of the cabinetry itself. Full overlay, if you remember, goes all the way to the edge so you don't see that. So this is a little more traditional type of a look, very pretty. We did a small chocolate glaze on the cabinet to tone it down a bit. Everything, of course, has soft close, drawers and doors, built-in trash, which everybody should have these days. I mean, nothing worse than looking at a garbage can sitting out, right? What I did here was I did this little kind of work area cabinet to give a few little drawers for everybody needs junk drawers in the kitchen. We always have stuff, even though we don't have phone pads and all, phone, what do you call, address books and stuff, because they're all in our iPhones these days, but you still have coupons or paper and stuff. So I wanted a little work surface because the day of doing a desk section in a kitchen are far beyond. You know, nobody does that anymore. We're all electronic people. So these are our junk drawers here, and gives, you know, storage here for coffee cups and things for your daily usage. So it's very convenient right here. The granite, this I hope shows up. So this granite is called River White. Now, this is where it's important. You know, I'm always talking about granite and laying it out and turning the slabs and really marking it out and everything. So much of this stone is very rangy, and it's very important to work with your designer to look at the stones. This one we found has beautiful movement in it, and actually the slab is twisted about 35 degrees so that I get this little, I don't know if the camera will pick up on this, how it runs on an angle here instead of straight through the slab. And so many times with this stone, if I just block out with my hands, this is what you get. So it's very, very important when you're shopping for your countertops to really look at the finishes and how you want that to appear. But this is a beautiful, beautiful stone. And I think it turned out quite remarkable, quite honestly, for somebody who wants a white counter but with a little bit of movement. The backsplash, I have to tell a little story about the backsplash. So, we weren't sure we were going to get this backsplash to begin with. I had multiple choices. We went from glass to a linear, which everybody's seen today. It's on the market all over the place, where they're the little strips, okay? One, I think it's very busy for this particular kitchen, and because everybody does it. So I found this tile, the little hexagon, octagon shape that's kind of squished and kind of pulled out. And I don't know if the camera's going to pick up on this, how it's faceted, which is so beautiful. This was a hard sell because it's funny because it's white, right? What could you say? Like, I don't like white, but it's got a nice clean pattern to it that's timeless, okay? And it was a bit of a hard sell to go with this, but everybody concurred in the end that it's beautiful. So I am so glad we got to choose this backsplash, because I didn't want anything to fight with the countertops. I like everything to have its own entity, and I think this works great. There was a soffit here, which typical in renovations. I'm blessed with soffits all my life, and most of the time there's ductwork running through it and everything, so a lot of that had to be removed and rerouted, and we took the cabinets all the way to the top. But I think it's such a much better presentation to see. All right, so let's talk about the refrigerator wall over here, because this was a major transformation. Excuse me. Again, there was a soffit that was going across the top here that we had to remove, and there was some ductwork in there. But you know what, really, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal to have to change it out or reroute it or whatever. And the refrigerator was all the way to the right. So every time you open the refrigerator, you bang your knuckles into this wall. And I'm like, we need to pull it away a little bit and do a little utility cabinet here for like a broom closet type of a thing. I moved the refrigerator here, and then there was a counter here. And I said, by doing the whole U formation for the kitchen, which is much better and more efficient, let's make this like a whole wall pantry. And that's what we did. So we built in this microwave, which is, by the way, really cool in that this microwave is also a convection oven. So it gives the homeowner both the regular oven and a secondary oven. So if you wanted to just do a small, chicken or meatloaf or something, you don't have to heat up the whole entire oven. So be sure, if you're interested in this, you look at into a microwave that's also a convection oven. It's a dual purpose. So very, very good. And then we, like I said, we made this whole into a pantry. Doors with pullouts. Doors here with full extension pullouts for canned goods and what have you. So there we are. Here was a very small 32-inch door. Actually, there was a swing door on it. And then there was like a side light. So we also removed this to have a much bigger entry into the kitchen. So I think that was key in the whole redesign of the kitchen, because otherwise you kind of came in with bags of groceries, whatever. You'd have to like get through a doorway. It was ridiculous. Now it just has this full open floor plan, which I love doing that. So. Okay, so how do you like your new kitchen?
I love my new kitchen.
Oh my God, that makes me so happy.
My favorite thing is the backsplash.
The backsplash won! I'm so excited. Oh, thank you, thank you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
And that's another episode of Tim Time. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.